Hello.
Oh,
Right.
hang on a minute. My door's banging. Let me go and wedge it quick.
All the doors banging. Could be a
All the windows
ghosty.
are open, so the doors are banging.
Could be a ghosty. Could be a ghosty.
Oh, don't start all that.
Could be a ghosty.
Right, I'm back.
I know this is completely off subject, but I watched the Haunting of Enfield.
Oh, no.
Oh, it was amazing.
Can't do that.
Absolutely amazing.
No.
Anyway, Claire's not with us today. She's not feeling very well.
No, she's not feeling well.
So, but anyway, so we was going to talk about this malarkey with the Spanish
Yes, I'm actually quite looking forward to this.
football manager, which I've just
Yeah.
been. I mean, I've been listening to Talk Sport all day, or last couple of days. So
Yep.
it's just been all over that.
As it?
Yeah. So
I was
it's
listening
like,
to LBC when I was driving down to Claire's on Friday, and it was all, it was.
yeah. Well, I was reading something. His mum's gone on hunger strike.
Yeah, I know. That's incredible.
So, I just find it.
I couldn't see how old his mum
really,
was though. Like,
really,
how, is she?
oh, I don't know.
Not particularly important, but.
Oh no, I've got it here. 1 second, hold on. I've got to say, I found something about here. Where's his thing gone? Where is? Here we go. All right. Right, can you see that?
No.
Can you see that, him?
No.
Second. Oh, hold on. How about now? Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Can you see that now, yeah? Right. Yeah. So, look, his mother says she is prepared to die to get justice for my son as a hunger strike enters a second day, and the UN, even the United Nations, have waded into this football row.
Yeah.
Rito.
Oh my God. Okay.
So she's 72. Excuse me. She's 72 years old.
Yep.
And she's speaking from a religious refuge in the Costa Resort of Montreal near Malaga. She said she would carry on her protest indefinitely until justice was achieved for her son, who's all food but is drinking water and energy drinks.
Oh, energy drink. Okay.
So, yeah, so she's like, I mean, she's not really on hunger strike then.
Well, no,
because she's just decided to cut. She's just decided to cut out on a bit of food. So
what?
But I'm in two minds about this. I'm in.
Okay.
I've got two schools of thought with this, right? And I mean, what he did, he shouldn't have done, right? In any like they were saying it on the radio today, right? If it was the men's team, he wouldn't have grabbed hold of a geezer and kissed him smack on the lips.
No, but would the reaction be the same if a female manager kissed a male football player? Absolutely not.
No, it wouldn't. You're right, and that's just unfortunately the way things are. That's just the world we live in.
Exactly. But, I mean, go on.
But the reason I was in two minds, right, is because in the first instance, she's changed the story. So at first, there was no problem, but then now there's an issue. And if you watch the video, she seems to embrace him at first.
She does, and she smiles.
Yeah, and I don't know whether that's just because she's petrified. I mean, she could just be petrified. But then loads of stuff that's come out today. I mean, this bloke's got a track record a mile long.
Well, you see, that's what I've been looking for, but I couldn't find anything. So I was waiting for another member of the team to come forward to say he's slapped my bum while I was doing up my boots, or he's done this, or he's made this remark.
Yeah, is that what I mean? But apparently, well, yeah, but not specific things. But other people have come forward, though.
Yeah,
other people have come forward.
And what? And said what though?
But about his behaviour.
Okay.
About his behaviour.
But do you not be thinking that? I mean, I can't believe I'm actually. I like to think. I think I'm quite a feminist, right? And I'm all for women. And I'm all for that. Like, you know, I like a strong, powerful. I like to believe that all women are great and all that. But on this occasion, I think it's just gone way too far. It wasn't a sexual assault. I don't think it was.
No, I don't. Well, what they're calling it is sexual aggression. Is what they're calling it.
How was that aggressive? It was a moment of elation. They just won the World Cup.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit sort of like this is where now you can't excuse what he's done, right? you can't, because he shouldn't, because he
No.
shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. Just should not have done it. And now, but I mean, now they've opened up disciplinary proceedings against him now. But now also it's also gone to the criminal court. I mean, you can't really tell from that picture, because a lot of the pictures, what I found as well, a lot of the pictures I found, this picture, you can see this picture on the screen now, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but that's where a lot of them are like they're cut, so you can't see the bottom half of the picture.
She's holding him by his waist. I watched the video.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. But this picture you've got in front of you, they don't show you the whole thing. So it's like from what it looks like, what you're looking at now, it just looks like he's just grabbed hold of her.
Grabbed hold of her, yeah.
It doesn't show you the full context of what.
No,
but
it doesn't show you the smile on her face.
No, if you go through the history of the Spanish women's football team, right, it's a completely new team. All the women left.
Right. Okay.
All of the previous team walked out. But I don't know if it was specifically because of this gentleman, but it was the culture. It was the culture, because this man here is technically he is technically their boss.
Yeah, of course he is.
I mean, a boss anywhere else wouldn't do that. I mean, I can understand it's the World Cup, it's passionate, and you're like things are going on, and you're just not thinking.
Yeah.
But the trouble is, it was the most watched sport, the most watched thing that day this year around the world.
If you were standing, right, let's say you were at that game, right? You're in the stands, Spain have won, and you see that. What would you think? Would you think, oh my God, that was very sexually aggressive? Or would you think, oh my God, look, they're so happy?
Yeah, I don't think the first one would come to mind. I think the second one would come to mind. But I also thought, when I first saw it, maybe they're together. I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought maybe they're an item, or maybe I don't know. I just didn't think. But the first thing that came to mind wasn't sexual assault. It wasn't that, because I just thought, obviously, you think to yourself, what, you wouldn't do that on TV. You wouldn't do that in front of how many 80 million people watching, or whatever it was.
No, of course you wouldn't. And like I say, hindsight's a wonderful thing. But when you're in that, for that second where you're that happy, you don't think about it.
I think it's a difficult one. I mean, I've listened to a lot of people today on the radio, especially on Talk Sport, and they were saying, I mean, there was a woman on there that was a reporter from Spain, and obviously she knows a lot more than what we do, because it's in their media all the time. And she said that this is now the straw that's broke the camel's back. There's been report after report. It's been going on for years. It's like a boys' club, and like the guy that's taken over from this guy while he's suspended is like his right hand man. So what they're saying is, it's like it's no good putting in his best mate, because the culture's never going to change.
So what are the kind of complaints then that he's had against him before now?
Well, they didn't give any specific, but it was along the lines of sort of like misogynistic, sort of like male entitlement, like sort of. No, and I don't think it's all to do with sexual stuff. I think it's to do with just basic, sort of like treating people like shit.
But again, I don't know. I could be completely wrong. But if it was a men's football team and the manager was saying like, sort your lives out, and ranting and raving, and maybe being a little bit rude, a little bit aggressive.
Yeah.
Would it?
But like, I mean, look at this bit I'm reading here. Like, it says the girl's name Hermoso, right? Initially said on social media, where can you see where the cursor is?
No, move it.
Down the bottom, look. Can you see it? It says Hermoso said initially.
Oh, yeah.
Right, Hermoso said initially on social media that she didn't like the kiss, but a statement on her behalf was later released by the RFEF, I'm assuming that's their FA, in which she described it as spontaneous.
Yeah, which it was.
But so what one is it? Is it spontaneous, or is it?
I think she's having. I really think she's having words put into her mouth.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought she's being pressured into saying, "Right, this is what you've got to say."
I think she's having words put into her mouth, because it was 1 minute it's a moment of elation, the next minute it's, well, I didn't like it, but what can I do?
Yeah, and also this is a perfect opportunity for them to get him out. the people that don't
Yeah.
like him.
Yeah.
This is the perfect, like the perfect rage that you can. I mean, because you're talking about getting like the UN involved. I mean, what on earth has the United Nations got to do with Spanish women's
It's
football?
just incredible, isn't it? Can you believe it's gone that far?
And I understand about I mean, I heard something today on the radio. They're talking about this crotch grabbing thing in front of the Queen or next to the Queen and her daughter.
I've tried to find that. I couldn't.
Right. And apparently this is like but I don't know. But I mean, apparently someone on the radio was saying this is a Spanish thing. And I was like, I've never heard of such tosh and nonsense in all my life. It's a male Spanish thing. I've never seen. I've played in Spain. I've got friends that play in bands in Spain. I've never seen any of the men
grab their crotches,
grab their crotch like Michael Jackson. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, there is a clip on YouTube of him in the stand with the Queen and the Queen's daughter, but I couldn't actually see when he'd done it. I couldn't see it. But so I've got some comments from people.
Yeah, go on.
Right. Let me read some of these out. Shall I read some of these out?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so. Okay, so. Has anyone come out and said he's harassed one of the team during the build-up or whilst training the team? No, I don't think so. He is being judged on a 2-second moment of euphoria, and yes, probably the wrong thing to do, for winning the Women's World Cup, which has now been overshadowed. Surely he shouldn't be judged on that 2 seconds, but yes, he should apologise for doing it.
Definitely, 100%.
So, and again, that is, I'm not going to say who it's from, but that is from a man. Right. This next one is from a woman. So she says, I've mixed feelings about this one. If someone kissed me inappropriately, I wouldn't have my arms around his waist.
No, okay? yeah. I completely agree with that.
Which is what she did. Okay. Yet this player does and seems to make no effort to push him away.
No, well,
perhaps it all happened too quick.
Yeah, I mean, but I was going to say, I mean, it's probably just a quick reaction. She's probably just like, oh, what's going on? What's happening here?
Yeah, it was because it was that. Do
you know what I mean?
Literally, just grabs her face and just, you know, like sometimes when you're so happy, you could go, oh God, I could just kiss you, and it's just. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've been at West Ham before.
Anyway.
I've been at West Ham before, and we've been West Ham have scored in the 90th minute, and I must admit there have been. I'll turn around to the left, and I don't know the person next to me. And I'll jump all over him. Do you know what I mean?
It's so true.
But at the same time, I know. I mean, I don't know it's all right because I've not asked permission. But I can tell by the look on their face that they're thinking the same thing. They're thinking, "Oh, I've got to do something. I've got to grab onto someone or do something." Do you know what I mean? And exactly. It does. And I just think that's one of them things with sport.
Yeah.
That does that to people, and especially being in such an important game like the World Cup final.
Yeah,
I just think. But I wanted to quickly show you, Sam, because I've just found a video. Right?
Sorry, can I just finish reading this comment?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. Go on.
So it says, perhaps makes sense to push away. Perhaps it all happened too quickly. But if someone was that unfamiliar to me, then I wouldn't be embracing them as she was. I feel that it's only because others have highlighted the issue to her that it has become a thing. Having said that, I know they were celebrating and it was a spur of the moment, but I feel it's been taken completely out of context.
Yeah, I think I'm in that camp, to be honest with you. I really do think I'm in that camp.
Because, you know, they were celebrating. And again, like we touched on earlier, it says others have highlighted the issue to her because she's obviously, I mean, we don't know who she is, but where she comes from, she's obviously well known.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, she's Spanish captain.
So a well-known female figure is not making a scene about that. It's like, well, if she's not making a scene, I don't think people think she's going to be a very good role model if she doesn't make a scene.
Yeah, I just think there's all these groups and things like that. All these like these people that have got agendas that have got involved.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the the Spanish human rights minister or whatever it was on telly or on the radio this morning, talking about it being uh, uh, sexual aggression and stuff like that. And I just couldn't quite correlate the two.
No.
Putting what happened to her. I mean, I think that's I mean, obviously, there are some cases where a man would do that to a woman, and it would be classed as sexual. I mean, if you walked up to a woman in the middle of a pub and just grabbed her and kissed her, that is sexual aggression.
Well,
But
yeah.
I think you've got to take the circumstances and the emotions into account. Because when you're standing in the middle of a pub, you haven't just won the World Cup. But bearing in mind, after everybody wrote you off saying like the team they've got now, I don't think there's a chance, and then you've slogged all the way through and won it.
Yeah.
Then I just think that the emotions
change.
change.
But the pub is a really good example. So you're in the pub, you watch the World Cup, England score. What's the first thing you do to all the people around you?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
You know what I mean?
But nine times out of 10, I mean, I'm watching men's football. Not to say that women don't go and watch men's football, but there's a lot more men at let's say at West Ham, than there are women that sit next to me. I mean, I've got to admit. I mean, I must admit, if I turned to the left and there was a woman there, I think I would think twice because I'm thinking her husband's probably standing next to her on the other side, and I'd have to double take. I'll grab the geezer in front of me, or the geezer behind me. Do you know what I mean? But then again, we're talking about West Ham scoring a goal in the Premier League. We're not talking about your country winning the World Cup.
It's too much. It's ramming it down people's throats about.
But it's not just this though. It's everything. It's not just the whole the Me Too women's rights thing, which I completely get. I completely get, and I agree with 95% of it.
Yeah, me too. Right? I'm all for it.
But where do you draw the line? I mean, soon it's going to be a case of like a man walks down the street, a woman walks past him, he finds her attractive, and he goes, "Oh, how you doing?"
Yeah.
Well, hold on, it's sexual aggression.
Yeah.
Well, lock him up.
So this is funnily enough, me and Rory were talking about this earlier because I was saying I was asking his opinion on this whole thing, and I said this has all stemmed from, it's sad but true that I wouldn't walk down the street at midnight. I wouldn't get the last train home and then walk home from the train station. It's a 15-minute walk, but I wouldn't do it because I just wouldn't feel safe.
Yeah, but I think the difference, but I think like that difference here is like there's feeling safe from being attacked, or feeling safe from just innocently being hit on. I think the things are different. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't imagine now walking into a pub. Well, I haven't been in a pub for donkey's years, but I mean, I couldn't imagine walking in a pub, seeing the girl at the end of the bar and trying to make a conversation with her.
I'd pay good money to see that, Bill.
But but you're just like, you think to yourself, hold on, you don't know what. Like, is she going to shout? Like, is she going to spray me with mace, or is she going to fucking pull a rape alarm out, or what? Do you know what I mean? But it's just I just don't think. I think things have snowballed so quickly.
It's ridiculous. I mean, it's yes, we know the problem.
I mean, you can't even call a woman. Or I don't know what is it they were saying on the radio today. There was I know this is going completely off subject. I don't want to talk about this, but just as an example, right?
Yeah.
There was a man in transition.
Yeah.
Right. Went into a doctor's and demanded a cervix test, a cervix examination, or smear test, or whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Right. How crazy is that?
Yeah. I know. The world's gone mad, Bill.
But then the doctor's surgery were forced to apologise to him. For what?
Yeah.
What am I going to look at? Where am I going to put the stuff? Where am I going to put the tools?
Put the tools.
Yeah, well, where am I going to go? Do you know what I mean? It's just do you know what I mean? It's like you people, and I'm sure people do it for a reaction. Anyway, that's getting off subject. But I wanted to show you this quickly. Right? Hold on, I'll just show this quickly. Hold on.
Go on.
Because someone said this shows a different angle. All right.
Oh, excuse me.
Wait, can you see that? You ready? Yeah.
Oh bloody hell, that's well small. Hang on, I'm really close up to the screen. It's not good. Right, go on. Oh, that's tiny.
Right, did you see that?
Again.
I'll play it again. Right, ready?
Yeah, do it one more time. Go on.
Now watch. Just watch her body, like watch her body language, right?
Yeah, go on.
Right. Now,
Yeah.
that to me, just that video alone,
Yeah.
doesn't scream out to me sexual violence.
She doesn't look very scared, that's for sure.
Well, no. Well, first of all, she lifts him up first.
Lifts him up. Yeah, I haven't seen that bit. I've got to be honest.
And then you see the little right leg kick out.
Yeah.
And then she pats him on the waist afterwards, as if to say, "Yeah, cool." Yeah. And then goes on to the next lady. It's not like she's phased. Like, do you know, like you'd walk off, you'd look back and go, like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah, she has most definitely been. She's been told. She 100%. This is coming from someone else, somewhere else, someone else, yeah. Whatever.
You look at that. All right, look, we've got to do it one more time now. But she lifts him up.
Yeah.
Right, and then they say something to each other afterwards. He pats her. It's not like he pats her on the backside. He pats her on the waist or on the side, like she does to him, and she moves on.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that it's all right. It's nothing, but I don't think it's at the level of what. I mean, you've got the UN involved. The UN sort out wars. They do peace after wars.
I mean, it's just crazy.
They sort out famine in countries that have got no food.
Yeah.
You're talking about a geezer that kissed a woman on the stage.
It just doesn't make sense, does it? Shall we read out another comment?
Yeah, go on.
So we have this one says, I'm mixed about it, really. I feel it was a 2-second excitement celebration kind of kiss. Pretty much like anyone would do in a split moment.
Yeah, see, I mean, the more people that look at it, right, I don't think you'll get many people, unless you're like one of them, unless you're into that movement where it's like don't say hello to me, don't talk to me, don't touch me, don't blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah. Like, you ain't going to get many people that turn around and say, "Oh, I mean, there's sexual violence." Clearly, I think there's a complete difference between. I mean, there's unwanted advances and sexual violence. I mean, but then if that was an unwanted advance, she didn't look like. I mean, because don't get me wrong. I mean, I don't care where I am. If someone done that to me, I didn't want them to. I don't care if I'm on telly or not. They're getting pushed away.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I just think that it's been made in. I think it's been weaponized.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I'm not saying that they should leave this man alone. They should keep his job, because obviously there's been things that he's done that are not of a sexual nature, but just basically just being a prick. That nobody wants to work with him.
Yeah.
So put someone else in charge.
Yeah.
And that's it. But I don't think that this warrants the UN, the Spanish Parliament, the Queen. I just don't think that it's.
And do you know what? The amount of people, when I was listening to LBC, the amount of people that actually agree that yes, he should lose his job, yes, she should be banned and all this, and I'm thinking, is it me? Am I wrong? Like, am I?
But the interesting thing was, there's a lot of people that even a lot of people that rung that I was listening to the other day. A lot of them were women. Who were ringing in and saying, well, like, I don't think it's great, but I don't think it
warrants this. It doesn't.
Yeah, I don't think it's at the level that it's at now.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I think, like one woman said the other day on the radio, she said, I think what needed to happen is that, right, it's done, it's happened, and then a little discussion afterwards, say, look, what you did, I didn't appreciate it, right? I wasn't.
Yeah.
And then, right, you apologise and you say, look, the heat of the moment. Blah, 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 and whatnot, right? Not to say that excuse it and that just makes everything go away, and that it doesn't. But I don't think that it's like, I don't think that it needs to be the front cover news of every newspaper around the world.
It's so extreme.
I just don't think it's there.
So extreme.
And like you said, I think there's certain groups in area, certain like people that have got an agenda that need to get something pushed through. Because I mean, they've just passed a law in Spain or something that's like it's basically no means no. You know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. Like it's like it's a like a sex crimes law or whatever it is, and they're saying this could fall under this could fall under that.
Yeah, but he hasn't forced himself on her. This is what I'm saying. He hasn't forced himself on her. He hasn't grabbed her well, I didn't think it was inappropriately anyway. Do you know what I mean? But
no, I mean, he didn't put his hands on her backside.
No, and I think because as a woman, because women think that was inappropriate, and she didn't react in the way that people think she should have reacted because he's kissed her. I think people are now in her ear saying that's unacceptable. You're a woman. You should be standing up for women. You're in a women's football team.
Because they were saying he didn't do it to the lady afterwards, and my argument for that was I think that after he'd done that, the first one, I think he realised, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, but as well, did all the female players pick him up?
No, but they all cuddled him and embraced him and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is that with a kiss, I think after he's done it immediately, he's thought to himself, the next girl's coming up, and he's thought, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that.
Well, either that or maybe the one that he kissed, he might have a better bond with. You don't even know what's gone on behind closed doors.
No, that's right, and I don't. But my surprise is the level that it's got to when we're talking about the UN.
No, it's crazy. Have they not got better things to do?
Yeah, and it's not just that, but now they're talking about. I mean, the FIFA, the governing body of world football, talking about kicking Spain out of European competitions, but not just the women, the men. And I'm thinking to myself, why have all these big teams like Barcelona, Real Madrid, and all that? Why have they got to be punished? Why do they need to be disbarred from this year's competitions? Because that man won't resign.
Do you blame him for not resigning?
I don't know what his mind, but if it was me, I'd want it all to go away. I'd be like, yeah, here you go. There's my papers.
Would you?
I'm off.
Oh, I don't know. Because resigning is almost like admitting that you've done something wrong.
I know, yeah, an admission of guilt. But what I'm saying is, though, but no matter which way you cut it, right, you should have done it. Right, there's a time and a place, and the stage where you're lifting a trophy in front of the world is the wrong place to kiss one of your employees on the lips.
Yeah.
Right, that's just. I mean, I think that goes for any company, any boss, anything.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, I suppose it's like any other job, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, he's her boss. She's the employee.
Yeah.
You have to draw a line.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the reason obviously the reason he won't resign is because he thinks it's a witch hunt, right? Which he's probably got a little bit of a point, but it's all the other stuff that's coming out now, and I don't think, like I said to you, I don't know for sure what they are, but I don't think they're all of a sexual nature. I think it's just being a prick.
Yeah, just being a bit of a knob.
Just being a not a very nice person.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that now they were looking for something along the way to go, we need to get rid of this bloke because it's like a presidency. You get four it's like it goes in terms. So it's not like you can sack him. It's not like you can just sack him.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? It has to be like democratically done.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal job. And I think now they've thought, well, now we've got the ammunition. Now we've got the smoke. We've got the silver bullet, the smoking gun. Now we can get rid of him.
So I wonder if it's like a normal job. Like, could you appeal like unfair dismissal?
Well, yeah, so any job, isn't it? I mean, you can go to you can. He's employed by someone. He's employed by the Spanish Federation.
Yeah.
But it's like it's presidencies. It's not like a CEO. It's like you get voted in.
Mm.
So it's like, I mean, for a better, it's like being a president or a prime minister. You get loads of people get together. There's 5 candidates, and they go, "What, we've won him."
Yeah.
And then you get your 4 years or your 2 years or whatever it is.
But if there was that much dirt on him, why was he voted in the first place?
Well, this is the thing, but then it happens all the time. I mean, look at the prime ministers. I mean, Boris Johnson got voted in, and they all knew he was a prick. You know what I mean? It's just it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah.
And like he might have promised things to people like, when I get in office, this is changed, this will change, we'll do this, we'll do that, and they're like, what, we want him?
What, you mean like win the World Cup?
Well, yeah. Do you know what I mean? But I just think that this has just gone way too, like,
It's too much. It's too much.
It's gone
And
too far, too quick.
I say all women, that's wrong, I shouldn't say that. But the majority of women that I've heard ringing into radio stations and stuff, they are all just jumping on this bandwagon and saying that is completely unacceptable. It was harassment. He attacked her, and I'm like,
But what I understand,
like,
right, you've got the presumption of you've got the presumption of innocence, right, until proven guilty, right. So there's two sides of this story.
Yeah.
There's two versions of events.
Yeah.
And at the moment, you've not heard any of them, because she hasn't come out and said, right,
No.
this. I mean, they've put a 10-worded statement out. He hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no one. I mean, there is no information to go on. Everyone's just. I mean, what we're doing? It's just speculation. It's just like, yeah, I think it was this, or I think it was that, but no one actually knows.
No.
I mean, all I can go by is what I see, and when I see that video, I don't see a woman that looks like she's distressed or
absolutely not,
or not enjoying the moment.
No.
Or any of that. I don't. You don't see any of that, and it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't take a genius to work it out, to look at it and just go look at the video, and tell me what you see.
Yeah.
And you can't look at that video and go, "Oh, she didn't want that." But you don't know that.
No.
You don't know that. I mean, if she was pushing him back and slapping him around the face and kicking him, and he was still pulling her in, then yeah, she doesn't want that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you could argue and say, well, she's in this massive stadium, just won the World Cup. The world's eyes are on them right now. Does she make a scene, or does she just swallow it and move on?
Yeah, but she hasn't got to make a scene. She could have just pulled back.
Pull back, yeah. Oh, yeah. I just think it's all a bit. I think it's.
She hasn't got to make a scene. She could have just pulled back and gone like, or just put her hand in front of her face and gone, oh, like turned her cheek or whatever.
Yeah.
She hasn't got, because it wasn't like he didn't do it at 1,000,000 miles an hour. They looked at each other first. She picked him up off the ground. She put him down. They looked at each other. Then he kissed her.
Yeah.
So there was plenty of time for her to go like, what, no, do you know what I mean? Like, none of that. Your wife's watching. None of that.
I think it's. I think she's definitely been told to make a deal of it, because for women's rights, for women this, women that.
Well, there was another example the weekend, right? The Liverpool manager, Jurgen Klopp, right? They won the game. At the end of the match, right, he went around and he hugged all of his staff, which the majority of them are men, right? So he's giving them all hugs, stuff like that. I think one of their medical staff or one of their team liaison officers is a woman.
Yeah.
So, but he picked her up.
Yeah.
Cuddled her in exactly the same way, but picked her up off the floor.
Yeah.
Right now, in the eyes of the people that, I mean, in the eyes of those people that think this is an outrage, that's the same thing.
Yeah.
That's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're saying, well, why did he have to pick her up? He didn't pick any of the men up. Well, A, because the men are a lot bigger and they're probably a lot heavier.
Yeah.
And the woman you see her, she's a lot smaller.
Yeah.
So he just picked her up. I must just be so like monumentally naive, but I don't understand where the outrage comes from. But I mean, I don't. Maybe I just don't understand.
It's just insane. Let me see if I've got any more comments. Hang on.
Need someone to explain it to me.
Let's have a look. Oh, someone's asking me how can she join the podcast?
Send £5,000.
Can she jump on and comment or not?
Yeah, because we're not live at the moment. We've pre-recorded. So you can comment on it when it's up, or like because if we do it live, Well, we can do it next time. We'll do it live because we only done it pre-recorded before because for
Let's
editing
do
and
it
stuff
live
like
so
that.
people can comment. Because I'd be really interested for people to comment on stuff like this to see what if we get any live comments.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to go up on YouTube in I don't know next half hour, so you can leave comments on it.
Alfie's trying to ring me now. Bloody hell, Alfie!
Right.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll call it. We'll call it an evening then, if you want.
Yeah. Right, quick. I've got 1% on my phone. Let me read these out. So.
Quick.
I agree with blah. I'm not saying people's names. I think the press has blown it out of proportion. If she was bothered by it, why would she laugh? Oh, done that one. So someone has replied to her message saying because she didn't know how else to respond with the world watching her and someone kissing her. That's what I said. Did she just not know how to respond? Because it was absolutely disgraceful. She came out and said it was non-consensual, and so he should, at the very least, accept and apologise to that. We said apologise, didn't we?
Yeah.
I would like to understand the view of others that say it's been blown out of proportion. If you were at work and someone got a promotion and they held your head and kissed you, would you be happy? If a bloke in the pub won the prize money on the machine and kissed you, would you be happy? In this present climate, oh God, she's going right into one. In this present climate, where women are not safe to walk down the street, are we really trying to dismiss consent? What are we doing? What we are doing is giving people the monumentum to say, oh, it's okay, no harm done. Men will do it with everything, and women will continue to dismiss it because they don't want to experience it ourselves. So again, at the very least, he should acknowledge it's non-consensual and apologise.
Yeah. Well, I get people's arguments, but I can't equate what he did to sexual violence.
No, there's two very, very different things. Yes, it was non-consensual, but it wasn't in the least bit. It just wasn't violent. It wasn't violence. It was a moment of elation. Yes, it shouldn't have happened, blah, blah, blah. It's all got a bit out of control. Should he apologise? Absolutely. I'm not denying that. Yes, he should apologise. And I think he should apologise publicly.
Yeah. I just think the whole occasion.
Put that light on, please.
I just think the whole occasion has overtaken him.
Yeah. So now, has it got to the point where he doesn't want to apologise because he doesn't want to be... He doesn't feel like he's got anything to apologise for?
Well, I think that if he thinks he doesn't have anything to apologise for, then that's why he should resign.
Yeah, so there's a difference there then, isn't there?
Yeah, I think if he thinks that he's not done anything wrong...
Yes.
Then he should resign.
He should resign.
Yeah.
So obviously, oh God, it's obvious. Should he have done it? No. So apologise for it. Apologise for it and move on. If he apologises, will he keep his job? I don't know.
No, I don't think he will because I think of all the stuff now that people are saying about him. Like I said to you, I think this is it now. It's
damaged his reputation so much now, hasn't it?
Yeah, they've got the magic bullet, and I mean, and now all the women's team are refusing to play again if he's still in charge. And you think, and at the end of the day, I know, but it all comes down to money, right?
Yeah.
If the Spanish women's team are going to say, "Well, we're not going out, we're not kicking a ball again until there's someone else in charge," and you're talking about the world champions, women's champions, are saying, "Well, I'm not going to kick a ball again." That's advertising money. And that's crude to put everything down to money, but that is how football runs. Football
absolutely
lives and breathes from money, advertisement, sponsors.
Something is going to come out eventually. Something is going to come out.
Oh yeah,
but it will be on whatever talk show where she's going to come out and say.
Yeah, but at the moment, like I said to you before, at the moment, neither of them have actually released a lengthy statement.
No.
So apart from these geezers,
she can never take that back now. Not anytime soon, anyway.
No, yeah, but at the same time as well, they can't say anything at the moment because now he's being criminally investigated.
Yeah.
So they can't say nothing. But then you've got this geezer's like mad mum who's starving herself. With Red Bulls and that. Yeah. So, I mean, she's probably running up and down going, "He didn't do it, he didn't do it, he didn't do it, he didn't do it." She's loaded up on Red Bull. But I just think it's all gone. It's all we've lost like any sort of sense of direction of where we're going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just not just when it comes down to assault or women's rights. I mean, just everything across the board. I I think we've just lost not just the country, the world has just lost its way.
Yeah, massively.
And like I said to you earlier, when a man can walk into a GP surgery and say, I want a smear test, and when you try to explain to him nicely that is impossible.
Where do I put the tools?
Where do I put the tools? Right, and then you have to apologise for that because you insulted him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like me walking into a pharmacist and saying, "I've just come on my period.
Yeah, I want a pregnancy test."
yeah. Can I get some towels and a pregnancy test, please?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts.
The world does feel like it's going mad. Like, and I think to myself, obviously you've got young people,
and that's what one's.
Happen. We are 20, 30.
Yeah, I dread to think.
What state is the world? Oh, anyway, we're going a bit off track again. But where are we going to be?
I dread to think. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
where on earth are we going to be? And you've got 2 girls.
Yeah, but I mean, when a man can enter a woman's sport, break the world record, and become champion, and be like, well, of course he fucking did.
Yeah, that's a whole other story, Bill.
He entered women's weightlifting. What did you think was going to happen?
Oh, excuse me.
He wasn't going to lose, was he?
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, what on earth are we doing here? Anyway, right. Anyway, so we'll put a pin in that.
Yes. So we'll be back on. We'll be back next week at 7.
Yep.
Have we decided what we're talking about yet? Maybe we'll have a chat about that.
Yeah, not yet. We'll put some feelers out.
Yes, good idea.
All right then.
Yeah.
Okay, cheerio, everybody.
Ciao for now.